The SEC is filled with first-year starting quarterbacks this year. I want to take a few minutes and kind of just give a mid-season report on who I feel that the top five quarterbacks are in the SEC right now, up to this date. So not the guys with the most talent, not the guys that project the best, but who has played the best so far the first half of the season, right? The first 6, 7 games of the season. And I'm sure everyone will agree with this list. Only kidding. But at the end of the video, let us know who your top five are and why you disagree with the list that we came up with. But let's just go ahead and get into it. We're going to talk about the list, and we're going to look at the top five guys. We're going to break down some film just a little bit to see what they do well and why they have had successful seasons so far. So we got Bryce Young from Alabama, Matt Corral from Ole Miss, KJ Jefferson from Arkansas, Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, and then Max Johnson from LSU. And there are several guys that you could argue for that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spot. I think Will Rogers from Mississippi State, you can make an argument. Will Levis from Kentucky, you can make an argument. Even Bo Nix from Auburn, you can make an argument, especially coming off the LSU game, the Arkansas game, and if he has more games like that down the stretch, he could definitely be up there. I even had someone make an argument for Stetson Bennett, and I do think he's played a lot better. He isn't the best team. My only thing is if you substitute the majority of the guys and the SEC quarterbacks into Georgia, and they were starting under center, the record would be the exact same, right? So that's not a shot at Bennett by any means because he played a lot better, but I just don't know if he's kind of the upper echelon list of quarterbacks yet. But those are our top five guys. We're going to dive into it. But before we dive into the film, I just want to encourage all to consider subscribing to our channel if you like any quarterback-related content. We put out quarterback stuff throughout the entire week, and we spend a lot of time on the SEC as well. But again, we're going to go Bryce Young, watch a few clips of Young, a few clips of Corral, a few clips of KJ Jefferson, Hooker, and Max Johnson, and then we'll wrap it up at the end and kind of talk about why we chose these guys as our top five so far, our top five midseason quarterbacks in the SEC.
Here's a touchdown pass from Bryce Young. He's going to throw the ball over the middle of the field for a touchdown against Ole Miss, and it's one of my favorite plays from Young, and something that he does often and well is he doesn't need his feet to be set. It's almost like an anomaly, right? This is not something you teach as quarterbacks, but he does not need his feet to be set. I hate to compare him to an NFL guy, but it's kind of similar to Aaron Rodgers, right? They're their anomaly, right? They can throw off platform from in the pocket. There's no need to, right? Get a job in the pocket, doesn't set his feet, boom, touchdown, no big deal. So he doesn't need to throw off platform there, quote unquote, but he's able to and able to do it well. So just a good example of something Bryce Young does well. Let's go ahead and look at one more clip of Young. So here's a 2nd and 5 completion for Young to get the first down, I believe to number 18. The name escapes me, but I think this is a perfect definition of what a mature throw looks like. It doesn't look like much, but it's good ball placement. So when you see quarterbacks that are able to have good ball placement, not lead your receivers into a quote-unquote dangerous position, I think that's when it qualifies as a mature throw. So we'll watch it here. Again, doesn't look like much. Middle of the field comes open, throws it. So again, notice how the ball is thrown slightly behind him, so a naked eye could look like he's not necessarily leading the receiver, although he's keeping his receiver out of danger and keeping the ball safe as their DB is coming here, or the linebackers come there to hit him. Ends up being a first down. So it looks small, looks simple, but it's the small things that Bryce Young does that really shows his maturity for being such a young quarterback. So here's Ole Miss quarterback Matt Corral here, and I wanted to show this play. It's a 2nd and 2. It's just like a deep slant, because I think it does a good job showing his kind of maturity from last year, not forcing things. And we all know he's a good deep ball thrower, can fit balls in tight spaces. But he's only thrown one pick, I believe, to this point in the season. So, and this is a good example of right off the bat, the read's not there. Slight pump fake, holds it for a second, lets the receiver come in, has a throwing lane here, able to throw a good completion, and the receiver picks up the first down, does the rest after that. So looks simple, right? But I think it's a good example of him growing from last year, not forcing anything, and just taking that next step as a quarterback. So Matt Corral as a runner. Everyone knows that he is an athletic quarterback. They know that he can scramble. Been able to do a lot this season is run the ball on 3rd and longs. Did it time after time against Tennessee. But you can see how it helps keep drives alive. And something that he's starting to get more and more recognition of is his ability as a runner. So I could have picked a bunch of different passing plays from KJ, but I like this play. We'll go ahead and play it. I like this play because I think it shows several different things that KJ does well, all in one play. So good job there on the run there. But before he goes on the run, let's look at why he has to do that. So his initial read, he's trying to throw this hitch route here, right? Because you got off coverage. Initially, pre-snap looks like it's going to be there. It's not. Backer goes out. He sees that right off the bat, able to roll out this way with his legs, even though there's no pressure, comfortable rolling out. makes a good throw, right? So it's a tougher throw than what it looks like. He made it look easy because you have a backer here, and you have a DB here, able to throw a good ball on the run. Let's go and watch from the other angle as well, so you kind of get a view. But you'll see first read not there, then he's able to throw on the run, and he's staying calm and patient, not forcing anything, right? Several good things that KJ does all in one play. Arkansas quarterback KJ Jefferson. Here's a run play. We'll watch it through real quick, then kind of break it down. But something he does really well, and he's known for his athleticism, yes, but very smart runner, knowing what holes to take and being patient with the ball. So let's go ahead and rewind this real quick now that you saw the play. See if I can get back. Oop, excuse me, not far enough. Okay, here we go. So we're going to see that the play design's not initially there. So he keeps it. He comes up, right? Initially, he's supposed to either chunk it here, or keep the ball. Well, obviously there's a defender right there. So look at this hole right here, right? So the fact that he was able to realize that, have that vision there, and then cut up field is just a very impressive, intelligent run, more than just quote-unquote athleticism. So I think KJ kind of sometimes gets a bad rep. He's just a good athlete. He can throw the ball far, but I think he's a very intelligent runner. Watch. Boom. The hole is right here. He's able to come back up through it, able to get upfield. This is a really good play by KJ. I think kind of a good play that defines him. Just a straight football player, run, throw, but very intelligent as well. So here's a touchdown pass by Hendon Hooker. We're going to see it's kind of like a bang route here, right? He's able to fit between the safety and the DB, and something he's known for is his accuracy. But I think it's kind of the connotation that it's just kind of swing passes, short passes. That's why he's so accurate. But it's his ability, to fit balls in tight spaces like this. Good read here. Notice he's reading the safety, immediately turns and sees he has the matchup he wants, able to get set, delivers a tight ball into a tight space, right? There's not a lot of room for error. Good touchdown throw by Hendon Hooker. So again, his accuracy is something that he's known for, but it's not just short passes. It's being able to fit the ball in tight spaces downfield. So Hendon Hooker as a runner is something that he was known for at Virginia Tech, and he's definitely shown it at Tennessee, but it's more than just being a runner. He's very smart as a runner, right? Very intelligent, kind of like KJ Jefferson, who we talked about earlier, as far as his intelligence running the ball. So we're going to see a zone read here. Keeps. Everyone crashes in, easy read for him, able to get upfield and watch his athleticism take over in the open field. It'll make this guy miss. Boop, boop. Two guys miss, right? Sorry for my weird noises there, but first down for Hooker, but just another example of what he does well, and what makes him so dangerous is not just passing, but his ability to take off and get big runs like that. So despite LSU's struggles, I think Max Johnson has played pretty good football, considering everyone knows they're going to pass the ball. So we'll watch this play and then kind of break it down. So I think this is a good example of what he does well whenever he is quote-unquote on or in the group, right? So it looks like a simple play, but I think it's because Johnson's able to process the defense. So we're going to see, let me pause it real quick for us. So we're going to see he's going to hit his crossing route coming across the middle of the field, right? And he's replacing the ball with where the defenders are coming. This is something he's done well throughout the season. Once he gets rattled, you can see him throw off his back foot, but he's able to process information. He sees the blitz coming, right? Knows, okay, this is where the space is. Comes back to where his receiver is supposed to be going. You can see his eyes already look at him. Able to throw a good ball, hit his receiver in stride. Let's go ahead and watch it from the other angle as well, so you can kind of get that view from it. I think it's something that he's done well. It's like the little things Max Johnson does well, and sometimes it's kind of easy to go unnoticed, if you will. So again, we're going to see backers blitzing from here. Sorry, this is taking so long. Comes the blitz. He sees the blitz. Watch his eyes come. He knows exactly where the ball is going because we got zone here. The safety's trying to get there in time. Can't. Hits his receiver in stride. Small thing, but able to get a first down. Just a good example of what Johnson does well. So again, those are our top 5 quarterbacks, and we kind of gave reasons why they're playing well with film. And now let's talk about why we put them in the top 5, essentially. So with Bryce Young, 24 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, doing a great job taking care of the football, making good decisions, and putting Alabama in a good position to do well offensively, right? Even the game that he struggled in, the game they lost to A&M, they still scored, I think, 38 points, right? So that's not a bad performance at all offensively. Matt Corral taking a step from last year, doing a better job taking control of the ball, or taking care of the ball, 14 touchdowns to the air, 1 reception. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head how many rushing touchdowns he's had, but he's taken the next step as a runner as well. KJ Jefferson, first year as a starting quarterback, 16 total touchdowns, just 3 picks, and one of those picks was a Hail Mary. So
I think he's one of the more underrated guys in the nation. If you watch this channel, then you know I'm very high on Jefferson, but hopefully he continues to have a good second half. Hendon Hooker also having a very, very quiet but really good year. I think he was the #1 quarterback in college football as far as passing efficiency goes up until the Ole Miss game. Again, doing a good job taking care of the football. Only 1 pick, very accurate, but doing so pushing the ball downfield. And then with quarterback Mac Johnson, I think you can make an argument for several guys #5. The only reason I put him there is he's having a good season despite LSU not having a good season. And even though they had success in the run game last week, a lot of times they haven't had any success in the run game, and he's been able to still put up good numbers with the defense, trying to do all they can to stop him, defend him. It's really been like Max Johnson has been the whole offense, essentially. So that's why I think he's playing better than people probably think. But again, you can make an argument for probably Bo Nix, Will Rogers, some of those guys to be in the top 5 as well. But I want to hear from you. That's kind of our explanation, our quick film breakdown of why we put them in the top 5 and what they do well. Let us know in the comments below who your top 5 are so far. Again, just not talent-wise, but top 5 performers so far midway through the season. Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you next time, next quarterback-related video.